Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Yes. I would like to ask you about EAS. Yes. This is first time in Barcelona, and you are organizing this feria. Yes. And could you explain us about the organization process and why it's Barcelona?
Yeah, sure. So I work for the International Association of Amusement Parks, and my responsibility is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we are a trade organization. So we're a nonprofit trade organization that represents the attractions industry. So everything from amusement parks, theme parks, water parks, bowling alleys, museums, aquariums, science centers. So anything that is static, that sits still, and is an attraction for families. And we don't represent casinos, for example. And so as part of an association, what's very unique for IAAPA is that we also produce 3 of the largest and the only trade shows focused on this industry worldwide. And my responsibility is the Euro Attraction Show. We started the show in 2005. We actually came to Spain in Seville in 2007. Was one of the most successful shows we had. And the concept behind the trade show is to create a platform of networking, socialization, education, and of course buying, seeing new products and services on the exhibit floor, and in general sense bringing our members together, enhancing their experience so that next year as they plan and develop new products and services for their guests, that they are better prepared and more successful.
This is very interesting. What you can tell about the organization process, yes? What was involved here in Barcelona?
Sure. So because we are a member organization, we sit down and we talk quite frequently with various different committees who are involved in the planning process of the trade show. Where should we take the trade show? What locations work well? How should the trade show look? And what we have decided is that the trade show should rotate around Europe. We need to get out and meet our members. So as I mentioned to you, we've been in Seville, we've been in Vienna, we've been in Paris, we've been in Berlin, Amsterdam. And so we had a very good show in Seville. And as we reflected back on where the show has gone, we thought we should come to another country in the southern part of Europe, and decided that we would investigate Spain again, and found that the Fira Barcelona to be a very good location for us. They have the exhibition space for us. They have the meeting planning space. We accommodate accessibility very easily here. You can fly in very quickly. You can travel here very quickly. And in general sense, Barcelona is an attraction. So it is a tourist city. It is a city that drives tourism, that is involved in tourism, and of course we have very good members here. We have Tibidabo, we have Isla Fantasia, we have PortAventura World, we have Isla Mágica. So we have quite a few very strong members here as well, and we just felt that we needed to come back to this wonderful city, this touristic city, and really show people what it means to be a part of the tourism industry.
And what you can say about this edition? Something news, any news, something more about the surface, exhibitors, something special?
Yes, so we have been doing the show since 2005. And it has always grown incrementally, but I can say here in Barcelona, one of the Euro Attraction shows, the largest exhibition that we have ever hosted. More than 13,000 net square meters of exhibit space sold, more than 500 exhibiting companies from over 100 different countries, and the largest pre-registration numbers in the history of the trade show. So we have huge news, huge success, and we're very excited to be here and to work here, yes.
Maybe you can mention something about technical seminars that they have also place. Is something with details?
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned to you, it's not only important to walk the exhibit floor and see products and services, it's also very important to network. So we host quite a few different networking events and parties. But very important also is educating and growing the industry and creating a sense of improvement every year for our guests. So we will have quite a few seminars that we will be hosting. We will do what we always do every year is an attractions management program. where we teach newcomers in the industry how to become managers in the industry. Safety is a #1 priority for us, so we will be doing an IAAPA Safety Institute where we will talk about all different aspects of safety. We will also hold, because we're an organization run by members, we will hold our global safety meeting here at Port Aventura, where all the different safety responsibility or operations persons come together on a committee and discuss safety on a global level. We will host over 30 hours of different seminar and education opportunities on human resources, marketing, food and beverage, improving guest experience, immersive guest experience, new trends in the industry, development in the Eastern countries, anywhere from Turkey to the Middle East, Dubai, and so on. So quite a diverse group of different learning opportunities.
Do we have some possibility to repeat this show in Barcelona?
Well, as I mentioned to you, we are run by a committee.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's been hugely successful. So, you know, our goals are
Always to come back to the places that have driven success for us and also continue to drive, more people to come, because while we are called the Euro Attraction Show, if you look at the attendance of our show, they come from all over the world. So Barcelona is obviously a very attractive city to come to, very easy to get to, and our goal is to find the best circulation for the event. And so my suspicion is, after we close off this very successful, what I will deem a very successful event, that we will look at, we've already scheduled now up through 2020, we will look at 2021 and beyond and start scheduling our locations. Yes, in a general sense of terms, we'll come back. Yeah.
It's good news for us. Maybe something we can change about, talk about economic impact of your industry, jobs, and how we see development of this industry.
Yeah, so we consider ourselves a huge player and a very pivotal player in the tourism industry. I know that for some people maybe we're not as well known as an attractions industry, but we are drivers of tourism. We employ, very large number of people. We employ young people, which is a problem in Europe. We're the employers of the people who are challenged and finding difficulties in being employed. We're huge trainers because we train people to give the best guest experience. So in that respect, we're also big players in training. Many industries, and our company and our association also does. We do the Institute for Attractions Managers, so you can learn to be a manager. Then you can learn to be an Institute for Attraction leader, and then we also have an executive level education program. So you can follow those steps and become very integrated into our industry and learn how to be a leader in the industry. We have a huge impact on jobs and income. So we see approximately 150 million visitors annually to our parks. We know that from the turnover, approximately 20 to 25% of all income is spent on marketing and driving tourists to come to our parks. So we don't rely on any other marketing but ourselves, obviously. We invest, we're very heavy investors into our industry, and we invest almost 600 million euros annually on investing into new products and services for our industry. Yes, we employ full-time, 60,000 employees full-time. So during high season, and that reflects back into 1.5 billion euros in wages paid out. So we consider ourselves big business. We consider ourselves strong tourism drivers and great employers and trainers of young people who can go out into the tourism industry then and work in a hotel or anywhere else and share their guest experience training.
Can you talk about Spain as this world market? Spain, Colombia, how you see development? You mentioned before that you place here. How you see it's going to grow? What is your opinion? And how you see Spain and Colombia?
Yeah, well, we consider Spain a really great location for our industry. Obviously, you have the weather for our industry. We're very weather dependent, so when the sun shines longer and more often, we have a chance of getting more and more guests, so that's a great opportunity. If you look at the parks here, from Isla Mágica to Tibidabo to Isla Fantasia, we have a lot of water park members here. We have quite a few family entertainment members here who are inside large shopping malls. We have very strong park management companies. Parques Reunidos, based in Madrid, is a worldwide player in park management and park ownership. Asper Othio, also a very large park owner and manager who manages parks all around Europe. All based in Madrid, so that's very important for us. You have Parques de Atracciones, you have Parques Warner, you have the Madrid Zoo also. So we have a great diverse group of members in Spain, very innovative, very dedicated to investing and growing the business. And if you look at what we are doing today with our trade show and hosting many of the things at PortAventura World and Tibidabo, you see that we honor and we respect and we also enjoy our industry facilities. Yeah, obviously, Tibidabo is beautiful. It's one of the oldest parks in Europe. Being 100 years old, it's one of the oldest parks in Europe. So it has a very strong history. It has a lot of character, and it's still successful and still the people's park. So we're very excited to host our party there on Tuesday evening on the 20th. But PortAventura World, investing in Ferrari Land, investing in more hotels, really driving destination in Salou and Tarragona, employing more people, creating a greater sense of community and economic lift for that region is very important as well.
And something about new trends in your industry and in parks, maybe some news which we don't know. Could you mention something?
Yeah, of course. What do guests want, right? They want the greatest experience, and when they've experienced it, then they want a new experience, right? So as we always new, always something better, always something bigger. So we are very investment dependent, because in order to attract people back to our parks, we have to offer them something new. We have to offer them an experience that they can't get anywhere else. This industry, while we sit here in Spain and we think, okay, we have these beautiful parks in Spain, but we are actually global competitors. We're competing against parks around Europe. We're competing against parks close to Europe in Tenerife. Then we're competing against parks in the Middle East and in Asia, and people have the opportunity to really travel far and experience our industry. So what we see in trends is, first and foremost, we want to keep people at our parks longer, we want to entertain them longer, and we want them to stay longer. And so we see a trend in developing more and more themed hotels. So you become either a short break destination where you can stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or you can be a destination like PortAventura World where you can stay a full week and go golfing, swimming, go to the water park, go to the dry park, really experience a whole family vacation. So that is one trend. We see immersive experience, so storytelling. So it's not enough just to have a roller coaster where you would just go ride, but you have to create a whole story around it, a whole theme around it. So when you walk off of it, you've lived an experience. 4D theaters, flying over theaters are also a new trend. We are also seeing water parks becoming dry parks, so extending, the different kinds of services, or parks that have been traditionally dry parks with no water features, adding water features and additional indoor water. Mixing the elements, creating greater experience, greater immersion, always something new, and of course, bigger, better roller coaster is always a great thing to have.
Always higher.
Higher, faster, yes.
And what you can say about geographic areas in the world which they have now possibilities, because Europe maybe it's being saturated. What do you think?
Yeah.
New directions?
Absolutely. If you had talked to me 2 years ago, I would have said I work for IAAPA Europe. Now you're talking to me, and now I work for IAAPA Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So obviously, we in Europe have looked at where the next growth potentials are and have taken those regions under us. We sit and work in Brussels, but we are now looking into those other regions, such as the Middle East, which is booming, of course, with Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We see as the middle income continues to increase in Africa that these families will want more and more for themselves to enjoy and create great family experiences. So we see the industry slowly moving forward there too and growing. Obviously, there are a lot of people to accommodate in parks there. We consider Europe very strong, a very mature industry, of course. But also a very strong industry. We're still investing, we're still creating new parks, new water parks, new experiences. So it's consistently growing, but it's not exponentially growing like you would see maybe in Asia, where you see huge parks opening up, being filled all the time because they have the people, they have the population, and of course they have the income capacity to support those industries. So we always see growth. We've been very good industry that even when economic downturn happens, families want to enjoy times together. So whether they travel to a park further away or visit a local park for a long-term stay destination for 3 or 4 days, we still see visitors coming to see it. Absolutely.
Maybe we can talk about security. You know, you mentioned before, but maybe you can explain more about this development in I know this is very important for us, for you, but like generally because like what you thought that you will have some
technical safety seminar and the Safety Institute. Yes, so you know, number one priority for us as an association is the safety and security of our guests. We really believe very strongly that that is imperative to a very great guest experience. So in order to immerse yourself, you have to know you're safe. You have to know that the food you eat is safe, that the park you walk into is safe. We take measures every day. Safety is a priority for all of our park members. They work very, very hard to create an atmosphere that is safe, but yet not safe intrusive. In other words, we don't want you to feel you're being watched. We don't want you to feel as though all these safety issues are happening around, but they are happening behind the scenes. They are happening you know, more friendly in a more friendly atmosphere, but we are very much taking care of the fact that when you ride a ride, it's safe, that it's certified under the Scent standard, the food that you eat follows the standards for food safety, and that we have crowd safety, and that the staff is safe, and that the staff considers themselves safe so that they can then extend the safety concept to the guests. And so we will consistently always have some type of safety seminar at our trade shows. All of our trade shows always host an IAAPA Safety Institute where we talk safety, whether it's crowd control or ride safety operations or evaluation of rides or safety standards. And then, you know, we always talk about safety at the committee level too. Each region has its own safety committee where they discuss safety issues, and we ensure that we are doing the very best that we can to make sure that our guests that come visit us have the very best family experience. So,
good luck then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here in Barcelona.
Thank you very much.